Let me say something that's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. Work-life balance is the most dangerous idea that's been sold to ambitious people. And I don't mean to say this to get views or to be edgy. I don't do this because I want people to see my video. I do this because I genuinely believe that the thing that is being preached on all these podcasts, every self-help book, is quite literally the main reason why people are not being successful. It is actively keeping you broke and living an unfulfilling life. Now stay with me, because in this video I'm going to go over how you can learn to build something. It's going to change your perspective on work, life, and how you can build something meaningful. Now I know what you're all thinking, and before you even say it, I know. You guys are all probably going to say, Hayden, burnout is a real thing. Mental health is a real thing. And trust me, I understand that. It's true. Those things are real. Burnout is real. Mental health does matter. I understand that. What I'm arguing is that this society's version of balance was designed for people who want a life of mediocrity. It's not designed for people who want to be successful. Because really, people that want that work-life balance are just trying to protect their peace. And if that's you, like genuinely you, then please just click off this video, because I am not making this video for people who want to be mediocre. But if you've got a dream, if you've got this burning desire in your heart, if you want to start that business, create that life that you've always talked about wanting, then balance is not your friend. It's your enemy dressed in comfortable clothing. Think about where the idea for work-life balance even came from. It came from the industrial era, where people worked because they just needed to survive. They didn't work because they loved their work. They didn't work because they wanted to. They worked because they just needed to survive. And that era created very important things. I'm not saying that it was bad, that we went through that era. I mean, it created 40-hour work week, it created labor rights, it created so many other things and laid the groundwork for what we have today. But here is the issue. That same framework that was applied to those people back then got then copy and pasted onto entrepreneurs, builders, founders who didn't fit that framework. I mean, think about it. Think about Elon Musk. When he was creating Tesla and SpaceX at the same time, do you think he was scheduling in some me time on Thursdays? When Conor McGregor went from nothing and was grinding into being a well-known, one of the most well-known boxers in the world, do you think he was, scheduling me time on Thursdays too? No. When I was in high school and building a drop shipping agency, learning how to run a company, and learning what it took to be an entrepreneur, do you think I was upset by that? No. I loved every second of it. I loved the journey and the grind. Because I understood something that a lot of people my age don't. And that is that the season you are in determines the rules that you play by. Now this is actually the most important part that I will ever talk about in this video, so please write it down. But the season you are in determines the rules that you play by. So, if you are playing by the wrong rules in the wrong season, it's going to lead to disaster. Think about a farmer. A farmer in the spring and summer works his butt off. He works from sunrise to sunset, even probably further than that. Because he knows that if he doesn't do the water for the plants, doesn't plant the seeds, doesn't take care of his crops, then come winter, his family will starve. But in the winter, the farmer rests. He recovers and plans for his next season. So there is a rule for each season that you need to follow. You guys are in spring right now. You guys are building something meaningful. You guys are early stages of your careers. And so you really want to talk about work-life balance when you are in that time when it is the time to grind and work. I mean, respectfully, you guys haven't earned the right to work-life balance yet. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but think about all the people that you look up to the most that are able to have that work-life balance? Most likely they put in the hard work that was needed earlier on in their lives to be able to have that work-life balance. They earned it. The main thing that I want people to understand from this is that balance is the reward, not the strategy. Here is what nobody talks about: the real cost of choosing work-life balance when it's not the right time to. And I want to get really specific because I think it will hit home for some of you. When you choose balance at 22, 23, 24 years old, you're choosing to protect something. But what is it that you're actually protecting? Are you protecting your Netflix time, your nights out, sleeping in? And I'm not saying that those things are bad. I'm just saying that if you have a dream and you want to do something with your life, those things are going to be anchors that drag you down. If you truly want to do something with your life and live a fulfilling life, you need to get out of your comfort zone. Every hour you spend consuming could have been creating. Every Saturday that morning that you sleep through could have been a breakthrough. Every moment you choose balance is a withdrawal from your future. And the brutal reality is that time is the one thing that you will never get back. I see guys in their 30s and 40s grinding out of pure desperation because they chose comfort in their 20s and they didn't lean into their ambition and grinding. And grinding without having a true motivation, or doing it completely out of desperation because you have bills, you have a mortgage, you have families, that is a completely different beast than if you were to do it while you're 20 and you are ambitious. You have an advantage right now over other people, and that is that there is nothing to lose. No mortgage, no family, no reputation, no status to protect. You have nothing to lose. This is not a disadvantage. This is quite literally the best gift that the universe can give you. And you really want to spend your 20s living a balanced life? Okay, let's talk about the counter argument properly. And that is things like mental health, sustainability, and burnout. There's a difference between sustainable intensity and self-destruction, but work-life balance has conflated the two. Sustainable intensity means you work hard. Yes, you work extremely hard, but you are doing something that aligns with who you are and what your strengths are. You are working for yourself. You are working towards your dream. And when you love what you're building, when you love your work, it won't seem difficult. You won't really feel burnt out over those things because you love what you're doing. You are passionate about it. And that's what I mean by the sustainable intensity. You can sustain that because you're passionate about it. It still will tire you. Like, I'm not going to deny that. Running a business is hard. There's no two ways around it. It is hard. And there will be days where you question yourself, where you question whether or not it's even worth it. And that is normal. But trust me, it refuels you so much differently than if you had to work for someone else, because you are doing it for yourself. You are doing it for you, your future, and it's not for your boss's future. Now, if you are grinding on something that you don't believe in, that is what causes burnout. And burnout does not happen because you work too hard. It is rather a clarity issue, an alignment issue. You are not working towards what you want to be working towards. Because I guarantee you there is something that you want to do, you're just not working towards it. And that is what causes the burnout, because you're not doing what you want to do. Fix your direction before you fix your schedule. Now I want to demystify what going all in actually means. A lot of people have this idea that it means you work hard, you don't see your family often, you're always on the phone, you're never available, you never really do anything of meaning, and then you die at 45 with a full bank account but no memories. That's not what I'm talking about. Going all in means this. Your dream is your North Star. Every decision you have has to go through that filter. Is this helping me achieve my goal and my dream? And a lot of times this can show up in daily non-negotiables in things like your health, because how can you build an empire or build a company without taking care of yourself first? So in that case, people often will focus on things like their health, working out, eating correctly, all those other things. Peptides I've seen a lot of recently. Every single time you see people doing it, it's because they are trying to do it for performance, because they want something and they will achieve it. Every spare moment is spent learning, building, and improving. And it's not because some online guru said, go learn about this, or you need to learn about this, but because you truly are passionate about it. You want to be the best at what you do. That is what all in looks like. It is not chaos, it is clarity with intensity. Now, I want to leave you guys with this. The main reason why people don't succeed or don't go after their dreams is not what you think. It's not because they're lazy, it's not because they never had the opportunity to, and it's not because they just didn't want to, because everybody wants to do their dream. The real thing is that they haven't done the identity shift. They still see themselves as just someone who wants to be a successful business owner, not someone who already is a business owner. They see themselves as someone who wants to be fit, not someone who is an athlete. That shift from wanting to being makes all the difference. Because when you truly see yourself as the person that you want to become, not just, oh, I wish I could be that person, but you see yourself as that person, the work becomes so much easier, because now you're no longer doing it because you're trying to reach this goal. You're doing it because you demand to do these things. You have to do these things to be that person that you say you are. And so then everything becomes that much more easier, because now you're passionate about what you're doing. You're disciplined in what you're doing. You're motivated in what you're doing. And you will go to the ends of the earth to achieve that goal, because you already in your mind have told yourself, I achieved it. Now you're not just chasing the grind, or you're not worried about work-life balance, because you're just grinding for you. You're just doing something that you're passionate about. And then the work is just part of what you have to do. It's not this thing that people despise or do just to survive. So to wrap things up, work-life balance is a lie. However, recovery, rest, and things like that are still very important. But if you have a dream and something that you're passionate about, spending those years where you should be building and grinding and building the foundation of your company should not be spent worrying about whether or not you are living a balanced life. The world doesn't reward the balanced. It rewards the committed. So go all in. And not because some guy on YouTube said it, but because you want to achieve your goal and you will do anything to achieve it. And that's all for my video. Thank you guys for watching and have a great rest of your day.